So I was just really happy with how we executed, and we're able to send our senior class out with a great win. That's the last thing they'll remember at Schoellkopf Field is playing great football and singing Cornell Victorious and just being with each other and flying around on a beautiful day at Schoellkopf Field. It was awesome. I can't say enough about these seniors, and particularly the captains, and particularly Gellatly, who's here at this table. He talked pregame breakfast about pouring it out and just leaving it out on the field. And man, did he lead by example today for 9 catches for 136, plus another 7 rushes for 38. And they kind of sometimes looked like they were bouncing off of him out there. And I'm just really proud of these seniors. They've had a lot of adversity, and man, does it feel good for them today.
Question?
David, when was the final decision made that Jeff would not be playing today?
He wasn't cleared medically, and so it really wasn't other than that, And there's a guy that has obviously poured everything out for this team and for Cornell University, and every underclassman and every member of the staff and every member of the support staff had to write down what was one thing they were going to do for the senior class this week. And James Few actually wrote that he was going to play with the same passion and drive and blood and sweat and tears that he's seen Jeff play with for the last 3 years. And so you can tell Lamarca somebody, even when they're not on the field, the way guys went up and played and represented for him.
What category of injury is it? Overall type of injury?
He had a concussion.
Gotcha.
Yep. So.
Grant, there have been times where Jeff hasn't practiced fully during the week, so that it's not like you've never caught a pass from James before. But was there any difference that you wanted to do in the huddle or on the sidelines with Jeff not playing previously on senior day?
I mean, not particularly. James always prepares like he's going to be a starter, and we've had reps before in the summer and during the season. Obviously, not as much as Jeff, but I still feel like there's a chemistry there, and he's always in the film room, always studying. So, this week I think we kind of knew that was going to be the case, that he was going to be in there, and we did a good job preparing, and there wasn't too much difference. Obviously, we ran the ball a little more and took advantage of how he can run a little more, but overall, it just kind of flowed.
James, for you, almost every single one of your passes connected with the receiver. How were you able to be that efficient today?
I think it was just patience, really. Once we figured out what they were giving us, we knew what we had, and these guys made some incredible catches. If you go back and look at it, so I'd say it was a combined effort of everyone. It wasn't really anything special.
What was the best piece of advice that you got from a teammate or coach this week as you're preparing to make your first start at Schoellkopf?
I'd say just have fun. Jeff tells me that before every game. Usually he's playing, so this time, apply.
James, how much was it nice to be able, if you did have any nerves going out, that you were able to rely on the rushing game? Because throughout it, especially in the first half, you guys really established it.
Right. The idea was to get everyone in the rhythm, especially myself, with the run game early, start handing the ball off, just get into the game a little bit, and then go from there. So I didn't have any nerves in it.
Any other questions for the students?
Question, Grant. At this senior class, what really do you think sticks out and characterizes this group of your success over your 4 years here?
I just think how hard these guys work. I know it didn't translate necessarily this way, the way we wanted to, but everyone else isn't in the film rooms or the practices and the workouts and everything, and I think this group of guys just really wants to be winners, and may not have showed up in our win-loss column, but everyone just plays for each other, and I think that's special.
How did that feel as you're walking off the field and you have the crowd there standing and cheering for you, including the band? How did it feel knowing your final time walking off Schoellkopf to being applauded after a W?
Obviously it's great to get a win. I don't think it's really set in, that it's my last game. It's kind of hard to contemplate, but I'm glad we did it the right way.
Was it difficult at the start of the game? Because obviously, it's a senior day. It's not like, at every game you go up and see your family on the field and everything. How much much was different to focus on this game than others?
It was a little more emotional pre-game, but once you get kind of locked into your routine and everything, you just it's just another game to you, and I try to view it as that. Don't place too much on it, just because you just got to go out there like any other game and compete, and do whatever it takes, execute to win the game. So a little more emotional at the beginning, but then you kind of lock it in.
You guys have anything else for student athlete? I'll let that go. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Question. How is this senior class, how's their leadership really stood out to you this season in terms of the way that they've led in your first year as a head coach?
Probably one of the best group of senior leaders I've seen in Cornell football in a long time. If you come to our offices on Monday, well, Monday's our day off, but if you come to our offices on Tuesday or Wednesday or Thursday, you'll find Gellatly and Matthews in a room of freshmen and sophomores with them teaching them the film. Here's where you need to adjust the route. Here's how you tell its trace. Here's where you can tell the corner's going to bail. And this is like through a whatever game lose streak we had. You go in and you see Brett Bueller taking Miles Norris and showing them, okay, this is how I arranged my schedule so I could get an extra lift in on Saturday, voluntary, of course. We talk a lot about laying when you're essentially building a program, okay? And I know I was on staff before, but this is my first year as a head coach, essentially building a program. We build it on something we call Big Red Power, and the premise is care more about your teammate than you care about yourself. And I can't ask for a better group of guys for a first year to buy into something like that. When Grant says they're out there playing for each other, he's not. That's not just typical lip service. And if I feel for them that the record is such, but I don't feel for them today. They had a great day today, and it was a really great day at Schoellkopf for them.
You've been in that position, so you knew what's the day with these guys. So how hard was it to bring that to Jeff and just say, look, you can't do this?
I tried to make it even more. To be honest with you, when you think about the concept of what goes on here, and if you're with any sport at Cornell or college athletics, really, especially in the Ivy League, especially at Cornell, how they're true student athletes. When you think about the fact that these kids are gathered up from around the country and brought to Ithaca and live together and work together and become a team and become a unit, whilst gaining one of the top flight educations in the country, and then go off and you have such a chance to mold them with the athletics that they can then go be positive contributors to society. When you think of that, and hey, on one last day we're going to honor them and play a game for them, that's really cool. That's unbelievable stuff. That's like real life good stuff, and that's what college sports should be, and that's why I'm so proud to be associated with Cornell and the Ivy League. That's what it's about. So I actually tried to play it up more because because of what they poured in, it meant something to them. It meant a heck of a lot to them, and there was it was emotional. I was fighting it back a little bit in midfield there.
If you can, what you say to some of those guys?
I told them all I love them, and thank you so much for the hard work you gave Cornell football, and let's go have a great day today.
You rotated quarterbacks. You brought Robert in, threw out some stats. Was that something that was that part of the game?
Absolutely. Yep. He showed a good knack for running some zone read, and it turned out to get us a couple of first downs. It was actually, I think, a big play in the red zone at one point. So it's not that James can't run; it's James had a bad ankle. So that was absolutely part of the plan.
And your running game, I know that's something that it's been a struggle.
Sure.
So to say you run it, not just the yardage, but 51 attempts.
Yeah.
What's that for you to be able to say? Because you have a guy who's first start. That's got to be clutch for you guys to be able to.
It was really clutch, and people always talk to me about what are you going to do on offense? Do you run it? Do you throw it? It's all about the people. And you get the hands in your playmakers, and you have the all-time league passer in Ivy League history. you tend to throw a little bit more than when you don't, you know, and it's really that's it. You know, people are on me about, oh, you got to run the ball, you got to run the ball. I know, I get that, but, you know, I haven't seen too many guys chuck that thing around like Jeff Matthews does. So, you know, without him in the lineup, we wanted to play to the strengths and get the ball to people we thought gives us the best chance to win.
One defensive question, 3 times they're in the red zone and 3 times to stop them, and that's been something that throughout the season has been a difficulty, you know,
Sure.
to stop them, because this is not like you were winning by 3 or 4 touchdowns.
Right. No, I thought they did a good job in the red zone, and you know it's a process. It's we installed a new defense, and you know we play a lot of different checks to different formations, and we're establishing the base defense, and then you get more exotic off of it. You know, but if you never establish that baseline, then you're just a constant exotic blitzing outfit for years to come. And so it's been some growing pains for sure, but I thought they did a really nice job in the red zone. I thought we did a great job. What did we have? One takeaway? Did we win the turnover battle 1-0, I think? Is that it? Yeah. So I thought they did a nice job. Twan Terrell had the pick. Did a nice job of taking that away.
Coach, given that Columbia's defensive line's been banged up a little bit, it's pretty young, did that factor in your decision to run the ball more today in addition to?
Yeah, and not only are they banged up, but they got some really good pass rushers. And so I think if you were to, you know, say had Matthews been in the game, we would have tried to, you know, maybe run a little bit more, because I think they're pretty skilled at pass rushing, those guys, if I'm remembering them correctly. And so, yeah, that definitely factored in. It's all, you know, you got everything's, you got to do what you do, but then you have to tweak it based upon who you're playing and what their strengths are and what you think your matchups are. But P. Matt Green's a great coach, and you know, that's not. They've been, to say they're banged up is like an understatement. You know what I mean? They definitely, those kids play hard. They got a great coach, and you know that he's getting a lot out of them. And you know, when they get healthy, you know, you want to watch out. You know, you're not gonna. So.